Morning, guys. It's Cody, Lonestardiggin, back here on another job. So, before I get started, I am going to, well, I'll tell y'all about it, and then I'll put my clip in here. But we're on a pond job, a tank job. I guess this will be a pond since he doesn't have any cattle or anything. So this is where I built the awning. This is where I've cleared fence line, cleaned out the tank, but I didn't video it back before I was YouTubing. This is where I've done all the work at, the most work up here on this gentleman's place. So he's got this old tank. We're in the northeast corner of his property, and he's got this tank here. Pond. I don't know. Sometimes I say pond, sometimes I say tank. So just forgive me for not saying what it is or confusing y'all with all that gibberish. But this was an old pond. It was an old tank for the cattle, I'm sure. And there has not been anything ever done to it. It doesn't hold water. I know, like, looking at it right now, it looks like a bomb went off. So I'll put in a picture real quick, a video my buddy took before we started this. My buddy has been over with his 210 Volvo working over here. I hadn't been able to be over here videoing or anything. So all this here, all the way around the pond, everywhere, looked just like that.
See the tank in there.
It was completely covered in brush. The whole dam was covered in brush. Every bit of it. I mean, it was terrible. So he come in here. We traded some work. He's over here doing some work as well. So we traded some work. He grubbed this field out here of mesquite trees, and I went and raked it. I think there's like 18 acres here with my dozer and rake, which I didn't film, just raking. I didn't want to bore y'all with just raking videos. Y'all have seen that. You've seen it once, you've seen it twice. But anyways, so he come over here and started grubbing all the mesquites and brush, and y'all can see he's got it piled up in several piles. This pond has got two like intake waterways, one going that way and one that goes behind the pile here. There's another kind of intake, and y'all will see more when we get deeper into the video. But this pond's never had water, never held water, never done anything. And I'm assuming it's because there was nothing but a rock layer, like solid rock, and I'll show y'all here. And I guess this area where I live, there's so many different there's so many different types of material. Dirt, clay, very little clay, normal clay I would call it, sand, caliche. There's more caliche in topsoil I think than anything, but it's pretty rocky. And y'all can see here, he's went through here and this whole area was covered with about a 1 foot layer of rock, solid rock. And y'all can see, and I'll have to dig, or he'll have to dig some more, get some of these rocks out. Now, where in this area where we're at, if you can ever get through that layer of rock, there is good clay underneath of it. And so that's what we're dealing with. This pond, I'm assuming whoever dug it hit this layer of rock and didn't want to go through it, couldn't get through it. I'm sure they had an old dozer out here, and when they hit that layer of rock, they just quit. Y'all can see here, it's a big rock layer. There's plenty of rock, but whenever you can get, if you can ever get through that layer of rock, there's usually good clay underneath of it, and there is here. It's kind of shelly, flaky shell at first. He dug kind of a test hole here, and I'll show y'all. Y'all can see the layers, the flaky shell layers, but underneath that flaky shell layer, you get into some good clay here. So I am able to work and help now. I've been in the dump truck hauling and doing other little jobs, but this will probably be a 2, 3, 4 part video, maybe more than that. Going to come through here, clean out some of this bee brush, leave these big nice mesquite trees so they can come back here and dove hunt, or you know, just fish, or you know, whatever the case is. I'm going to come through here and clean this brush out and crap, get all this, clean it up, and it'll be a work in progress. This waterway, this draw coming up through here, this terrace that they've made, that all needs to be cleaned out. That way the water will flow better. I know y'all can't tell, but this is actually the intake where the water's coming in at, and it is nothing but just a mess through there. All that bee brush, you can see the roots on that bee brush. They're not terrible to deal with, a lot less manageable than a mesquite tree. Like, it already looks better. It looks like a bomb went off, but sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. So I guess what I'm going to do today is come around here. I'm going to start trying to clean some of that brush up. I need to take these brush piles and push them out there in the pasture where they can be burnt. Just kind of start working on the pond, and little this, little that, dozer, excavator work. I'm gonna have to dig up some more of that layer of rock, I believe. That way I can line it with some clay. It's gonna have to go further back and further into the dam. He's got a lot of it dug up right now, but there's still probably a lot to go. So we're just gonna take it one thing at a time, kind of get it ready for everything, clean it up. There's so much rock here. I plan on just kind of burying that rock into the dam, the back side of the dam. No telling what's inside the dam. I'm sure they never cored it or anything, but I'm gonna take the material from the tank, the clay, and line the dam, both sides of it, kind of seal it off, cap it off, But I'll bring y'all along, set y'all up, and let y'all watch some. It'll be a work in progress. I'll probably be here for, I don't know, 2 weeks, a week or two, working on it. So I appreciate y'all watching, guys. Y'all stay tuned. I'll get you set up on the excavator or something. Alright guys, I'm up here on the south side of the tank pond. Going up here in this draw. I'm gonna get out some of this brush and stuff coming up this draw. I know the sun may be in y'all's eyes, but until I get turned around, I can't really help it. And I just hit a hive of a nest of honeybees. I just put a short out, y'all probably saw. I was going to take the dozer up in here, but I decided to take the excavator. Thank goodness I did, or I would have been running for the hills when I hit them bees. I need to get these mesquites and brushed. This is like the waterway that feeds the pond, so I need to get it out of the way where that water can flow through here real good. Take out some of these mesquite trees. Kind of you want some cover in those draws and stuff, but oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to get up closer to that, dig that mesquite up. But I'd rather have some grass and stuff instead of trees and brush. The trees and brush, and man, they just, especially mesquite trees, they suck up so much water. Holding on. I'm going to have to get sit better where I can. Down in front of me where I can dig a little better. Move some of this brush where I can see too what I'm doing. Some of these roots. That tells me this pond's been here a minute to have mesquites this big in here. That's a root right there. that fruit ball and tap roots, them mesquite trees just keep growing. Open this waterway up, let that water flow through here better. I think the cedar trees are the worst at sucking water. And mesquites are next on the list. Get some of this brush out of the way where I can see. This pond's been neglected for a good while. What I can do with this big cedar tree now. Cedar trees come up nice. Just one big root ball. Sucking some water right there. Alright guys, I made it down here in the pond on the south side of the pond. This is where that rock ledge is, so I'm trying to get under this rock. I don't know how far that rock ledge, I'm going to have to cut that out, so I'm trying to get that rock ledge out where I can get enough cover on it, clay to cover it. Like a step here, and I'm trying to get that step cut back into the bank a little further. Otherwise, I'm just going to be hitting that rock ledge when I try to cut it. See, there's a little rock there. Get that rock ledge pulled back a little further. I can just throw it out here for now. I'll take the dozer and push it over the dam side. But I wanted to get that little rock ledge pulled back a little further. That'll give me more room in the bottom of the pond to dig it and go wider with it. Right now it'd be steep and slopes are be really difficult, so I'm trying to widen the bottom, that way I'll have plenty of clay to push up on the sides. Just trying to cut it back towards me. See that big old rock right there? I need to get all that dug out to a point clay from the bottom. All this underneath these rocks is what I'm looking for, the clay. I'm kind of digging out from underneath myself, so I need to back up a little bit. All this I can take with a dozer and push over the pond. See that big old rock? I want to get all that dug out. I can feel it down there with my teeth. Still hitting that rock ledge. I'll have to move over to the other side. There's a tree next to me. See, I'm on this rock ledge right there. Trying to get cut out. See, I'm down to some decent clay there. So I need to come just back towards me instead of going deeper. Right there, see it? See the big rock here? I'm going to pull out. Try to get all that rock cut back towards me. And if I go to doze and I hit that rock, I can always go back in there and dig it out a little bit more. I'm going to get on the other side of this tree now. Layers of rock here. Peel back the top layer and then I can get the other layer. See, I'm hanging on that layer, but I need to get this top layer off, I think. Getting up under it, like prying it like a pry bar. Just in there kind of like layers. gracious. Alright guys, it's kind of into day one. Didn't have a whole lot of time today to work. But got all that on that side cleared. Got all that. Y'all can see that short I put out with the bees over there. But got all this cleared out. I think next thing I'll do is bring the dozer over here, clean some of this up. Will had pushed this topsoil up here for me. I need to get it out of the way. There's a pile here and a pile over there. I need to get that out of the way. I got this rock dug out here all the way over here, so I don't know if I need to push them rocks up over the dam, get them out of the way. Just get on the dozer and kind of do some cleaning up. You know, it's kind of hard to, you know, it's like a bomb went off and you don't know where to start. So I may actually have Will, if I don't bust my butt here, I may actually have Will work another day for me with his big excavator. It would just go a little bit faster coming over here and help me rip this other rock ledge up. This rock ledge here. I need to take this back a little ways. That way I have enough clay here to push up and line the tank and pond. And you can see this ledge picked up over here, but we still need to get down and get under it. Take it back into the pond some more where we can bring that clay up on the sides. Probably end up just taking these rocks and pushing them over the edge. We'll save some of them just for decorations and stuff around the pond, but I'll bring y'all back. This is Saturday. I'll bring y'all back maybe Monday. I know I got a little work I got to do Monday for somebody. Repairing a water line. It's not leaking, but I got to put in a regulator on it. But I'll be back. I have all week to work just on this. I'm going to get my brush piles and get them all pushed up in a pile. I'll probably push them all out here, one out here, maybe one up there. Just clean up, get these rocks out of the way. Just a lot of cleanup, and you know, it's just kind of a one-step process. And when it looks like a bomb went off, and it kind of does and is, but just one thing at a time, you know. Move that topsoil. I need to get that topsoil up and out of the way where I can utilize it. Get these rocks out of the way, the ones I do want to save. The rest of them I'll be putting in the back side of the dam and covering them up. That shelf needs to be dug out some more, but just a lot going on. Try not to confuse y'all and keep you up to date on everything. Morning guys. This is kind of half day 2 on this pond rebuild. So I think while I have my rake on my dozer, I'm going to come over here and take all this brush. I got several piles of brush around the tank, around the pond, and I'm going to push it out in the field. I got the rake still on the dozer, so I'll set y'all up on that, and you can watch me push some of that brush. So far the rake's held together. We'll see. This is a pretty good sized piles, so we'll see how that does on that. So y'all stay tuned guys, I'll set y'all up. Alright guys, I got all that brush cleaned up. Got it all piled over there. So, while my buddy was here, I had him to getting him to help me a little bit with his bigger machine. And I think I said that was a 210. I think that's a 220. Under that layer of rock there's good clay, but I need a bigger footprint down here to get the clay, the amount of clay I need to line it. So he's going around the edges. Y'all can see here that there's a shelf of rock around. So he's going around the edges and picking up the big rocks, like that one. And then I can take the dozer, excavator, and push them out. The landowner wants to keep them kind of for little decorations, the big ones. My battery keeps dying on me, but it says it's got 70%. I just need more footprint on the bottom to give me more clay to push up on the sides. Alright guys, I got all these big rocks pulled out of here, out of the way, all the way around. And I'll take y'all up here and let y'all look at the bomb that went off. So we got all this layer, shelf layer, dug out all the way back into the dam. So now we're down to all clay in the bottom. It's going to take a little bit to get all this rock up out of the hole, but we got it dug back all the way. So now tomorrow I will come in here and we will move all this rock up out of the dam, slick our sides up, clean everything up. Then I'll be able to rip the bottom and get my clay that I need to line everything. So all these big monster rocks I'm gonna have to put up over the dam or on that side. I can take them to that side, leave them for decorations over there. He wanted some of these big ones for decorations, so we can leave some of that over there. But we got all that shelf dug back. Now it's just a lot of moving around, a lot of digging, a lot of pushing now, a lot of cleanup before we can actually do anything. All this will be filled with clay from the bottom of the pond. Y'all can see back there, getting into that shelly clay back in here. But all this will be covered up and lined with clay from the bottom. So tomorrow I will shove all these rocks out of the way, and I'm gonna dig up all this topsoil here. That way I can bring that dam, bring all that trash and put it kind of in the hole behind the dam here. So I'm gonna move these rocks out of the way and dig this topsoil up, and then I can push that up there off in the hole, and then use that topsoil to cover everything up. I might go through the pond and dig a core trench, just trying. It's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute to get all this cleaned up and situated where I can really start pushing. So, but I'll bring y'all back tomorrow, guys. I gotta go to the doctor's appointment, so y'all stay tuned for the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, guys. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see y'all on the next one. God bless.